We have to talk fast around here. The phone rings. It's always a medical doctor or somebody trying to sell me prescription magazines. Anyway, so they kept on saying that the Mount Vernon, city of Mount Vernon, was going to buy this park, and it's huge. You know, we're going to be able to do this and that. And suddenly, we're not going to be able to do any of it. So finally, after 2 years, and we moved in 2008, so 2009, 2010, they tell us that the park has methane. Methane. Well, if the park has methane, perhaps everybody else's yards have methane. They left it up to us if we wanted to do soil samples. Nice bullshit. Anyway, it took several months for them to get new holes open to release the methane, because what happens when methane is trapped in, it explodes. So they made little drains and little areas for it to breathe comfortably in. Meantime, I wasn't very comfortable. You know. Now, methane is caused usually, from my memory, from cows. You know, and from my memory, when I used to drive through here, because I lived on the east side, and I'd come down to the Tulip Festival, and if I came up here, this was just nothing but country. And there was real bear, there was real deer, there's real coyote. Well, there is still, except now they shoot it. Because the city dwellers who moved here into Skagit Highlands, it is Skagit Highlands. Every realtor out there knows this one. Think that they're super cool, because most of them are very young and they don't know any better, and they call everybody white trash when you disagree with them, and they don't know trash from their own garbage. And yes, I'm speaking to you, Samantha. Now, and I didn't say your last name, so you're lucky. I still remember that day. You think I don't? Duh. What is duh? This is the type of mentality that I've been running into since I lived here. But then the best part of the mentality comes in. The fake HOA. The ringleaders. Let's round up the children. Let me digress. Back to the methane. Takes them 2-3 years. Oh, and they did upkeep just a week ago. They do upkeep on those air drafts. But then I found something else out. That when my house cost $315,000 or $312,000. Yeah. And I found that my house was really only $289,000. The rest of it, that's how they hid their closing costs. They told us I was getting in for my first, $10,000 in, which of course you have to put something in the kitty. And then, we put some more money in, and it ended up being 20 grand. And then the closing costs came. It was $100 that day. I was like, oh my God, why didn't I come here before? I've owned 5 houses, and I've 5 homes, and I've never, ever, ever gone through anything so damn easy in my life. Beware what you sign. So they had already taken out over $20,000 off and put it on your ticket, thinking that you had already paid that. Okay? They never said anything about it. Many people who I originally saw move here, who are really good people, are long gone. They lost their homes. They didn't have a fighting chance against Wells Fargo. Name dropping. Wells Fargo, you didn't listen to what Obama said. Of course, you don't like Obama, do you? He caught you in the Bahamas, or one of his people did. Maybe not him, but you know what? You have done zero for us. When we went to refinance, it took $20 off of our primary monthly mortgage payment. Amazing. I didn't say anything at the time because I didn't think much of it. You know why? I was in and out of the hospital. I'm sick continuously. It's my autoimmune disease, and it's affected my bones now. And oh, can I die from it? Yes, I can die from it. Will I die from it? Probably so. But I digress. So, in the meantime, we have a little HOA, charges $50 $52 a month, then $55, then it's down to $42, then back up to $52. And if you're 5 days, actually a day over late, but how did they work that? 10 days over, you get a $10 fine. At one time, the head one from California tried to do the $50 fine. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Anyway, I did write a little email on that, that you can't do that legally. It's usury. And then I was informed that a HOA can do anything they want. They can tell you to paint your house green. If they tell you to do that, you will do that. If they tell you to kiss their ass, you will. And you know what we have. Am I late on my HOA payments? Only by 2 months, and I'm paying them this Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. But sadly, I'm 4 months behind on my mortgage. As last year, I had major surgery again, and someone did not pay 5 months worth of bills. I believe the mortgage got paid at that time. They paid nothing else. God bless the electric company and this water company. They didn't cut us off, but those bills got up there high. And you have to pay your debtors. I agree 100%. But I do not have to pay liars. So, we went back in, do another refi. We can't do anything for you. Don't even bother to tell us that we are entitled to have an appeal hearing with a free attorney. It's a group set up for the U.S. government. You know how I found that out? Through President Obama himself. Well, he didn't directly call me, but his representative did. That's how I know. And yes, I have a God honest. I swear to God, that man answers everything, almost everything. I write a lot to him, about all kinds of things. I think sometimes it's Dear Obama. He's my diary. But anyway, he also knows that I'm a very depressed person. But he also knows that I'm a very sick person. But he also knows that this is a mess. I'm not the only one complaining. I'm just the only one willing to say help or ask for help. It's amazing about this president, because y'all, he didn't do this for me. He didn't fall. He fell through for the black people. Pick yourselves up. I'm getting sick of that shit. You want me to see anger? I'll do it in the next vid about picking yourselves up. And this is coming from a mixed girl, the kind you really hate. Why am I popping my kidneys? I'm going to tell you. Will I make it through? I don't know. I'll see after I get back from the hospital later this evening when I go finally decide to. Why do I put it off? Because this is why. It's not the American dream anymore. It's the bank's dream for them to own a home of yours that they can write off as taxes. There's a house down here that was a meth house, and they were cooking in there, and it's still standing, and the grass is this high and makes the rest of the neighborhood look really, really bad. Plus, it spreads the weeds. And you know what? You call that bank and you'll ask them, that house is a drug house. Why aren't you doing anything about it? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. And they don't know. Talk to the hand. They won't take care of the yards. They won't take care of the house. They make, what do they make? Can I hear it out there? People who are poor, they make slums. Quadrant is turning into a newborn slum. It still has all her beauty in many ways. It has methane, has other probable problems, and they are killing off every piece of wildlife they find. Cats disappear. There's a woman behind me that I found out. I thought my cat was eaten by a coyote or a wolf who happened to migrate from Issaquah. That's another one. But listen to this. That old bat took one of my cats, caught it in a cat carrier, and the bitch cut it. But Quadrant has made it a focus of their people who have no lives, who don't know what real crime is, to focus in on kids who smoke a lot of pot in the goddamn park that has methane in it. I'd be more worried about my children smoking the methane, not smoking but breathing in or sitting on top of it, than I would smoking the pot. This child did it, that child did it, this child did it, this child did it. Did they? Are you sure that child did it? I know all the kids. I probably know who did it. But I'm going to tell you something. To tell on one of those kids is like death around here. They can get manhandled at that park by one of their little HOA bodyguards. Why am I complaining? For the same reason why I talked to the president. And the reason why his people are helping us right now. They were lying. Not the HOA. But the people who developed the HOA sure did. QUADRANT. Weyerhouser is the creator. Everybody affiliated or anybody out there with Weyerhouser that I might be offending? Shh. Weyerhouser. Weyerhouser. So, they didn't tell us all this up front. They never told us anything. I had to find out from a realtor. I had to find out from a banker who was calling to collect on my mortgage. It was very kind, by the way. And the collectors have been very kind, but Wells Fargo is not kind, and they have to do what they are told to do because they will lose their jobs that feed their families. Because the people at the bottom of the pit are the ones that have to do these calls, are the ones that have to tell you, we're going to take your house, and they do. There's no bullshit involved. Just, how much is my house worth? Well, I'll tell you news for you. The rest of the houses in Mount Vernon are selling. The topsoil wasn't graded down to the grate. They graded down my house. It was supposed to be totally level, 2-story, right? It's 3-story. They graded all the topsoil off, the good dirt, and got down to the clay to the point that you have to bring in tons of dirt to make it even growable. They ruined the drainage. All of us neighbors on my side of the street had to put in French drains or make a French drain system. Why? Because the engineers that they had do the original engineering of this property did not do it correctly, causing flooding in the backyards and damage to the property and the foundation of the house. Right now, I have cracks in my cement, huge, around my foundation. What is that, Weyerhouser? Oh, I'm sorry, Weyerhouser. We are just supposed to supply our American people jobs. And by the way, I'm all for immigration rights, and so I'm going to clarify this right now. But I do know for a fact that most of the people that they have doing our screenings out there, the whole middle strip of Skyway Highlands, they're immigrants. Do they have green cards? I don't know, but I bet they don't. Do I want to find out? No, I don't, and I don't feel like reporting them. But I will report the people who do this kind of shit, and I will report the people who lie to the people who spend thousands and thousands of dollars of their hard-earned lives. Their children, their wives, their husbands. They lose everything because you lied about methane in a park. You lied about $20,000 in front of my cost of my home. Why didn't you just say the closing's going to be about $25,000? You didn't say that. Nowhere is it written. It is incredible. So now, let's see. The payment is $2,068 a month, and my medical costs more than most people's homes do anymore. The procedures I have, are incredible. They're putting bars and screws and everything up and down my spine. The bones are degenerating. I'm degenerating, but I'm not degenerative. Or degenerative. A degenerate. That's it. I'm not saying this in a heartwarming or loving way. I laugh because I'm a fool. I want you other people out there to not be fools and to really look into your people who are building your homes, or build it yourself. What has happened here at Quadrant up in Skagit Highlands is a mess. You do not have your HOA take over the... it's not a gated community. You don't have them walk the parks because somebody's spraying graffiti on a damn toilet. You know, either find the person who paints or scrub it off yourself. But it's not a hardened crime. You haven't seen hardened crimes. I have. That's a whole other video. So back to you, Wells Fargo. Tell me exactly what it will take for you to take out the $40,000 loss of this house, plus the late fees, plus the fines, and for me to sell the house, make some profit on it, and you stay away from me, and for us to get another house right away. Because we don't want it in Quadrant. The soil is what we call bad. The soil is bad. You made it that way. I don't see many deer anymore. God bless you, America. The American Northwest does not have deer in places she's supposed to, all over. And the new people come in. My God, there's a big kitty in my tree. Yeah, it's called a cougar. Colorado, a mountain lion. It usually happens on Cougar Mountain, though, in Issaquah. That was my favorite one, always. I always laughed. What have we done to ourselves? We did not school ourselves into these damn banks. I want people to close their accounts. I want them to move to savings and loans. I don't want the banks to win. We've already won. We bailed them out once. Obama thought at the time it would be a best thing. It wasn't. Everybody's sorry about it. And now what? Bail me out. Bail the people out that have been harmed, really harmed. Don't bail them out anymore. Let them fall flat, and when they fall, let them feel it. There's a lot of people still homeless out there. There's people who have taken their lives over this. And he had another person. Thank you, President Obama. Called for the suicide prevention line to make sure that I was okay. I'm dying, but I'm not dying from killing myself. The first time anybody ever listened close enough to how much pain there is. Being ripped off and trusting the world. And you're an adult. We're an adult. And our children, we expect our children to behave rationally. We can't even behave ourselves. We think that manhandling a kid is okay. We think that taking dirt out of fresh, beautiful soil, of the wild, of the green, and running all the wild animals is okay. That we're killing ourselves, our earth, and everything else. That's okay. I'm going to lose my home. But I'm not going to lose it without this video. And I'm not going to be finished with Quadrant. Or Weyerhouser. Or Wells Fargo. You will have to listen. And the nice thing is, I don't have to even say, I'm going to kill myself if you don't, because I don't believe in that. And second of all, I'm dying anyway, so what does it matter? It matters a lot to my children who I raised. You people out there are crooks. And I am giving my president a lot of kudos for helping me. You have no idea how he's gathered his people to explain to me my lack of knowledge in real estate to help me get through this. It's not the first time, and I have a feeling I probably won't be the last. If I had to say anything, the man has really stuck his neck out. And it's not because I'm a rich American, because I'm not. However, my husband is kind of well known. But anyway, teasing. What they have done is wrong. To sell this house is going to be almost impossible. Would you live in a meth neighborhood with one house? One house. But would you? Would you want the park down the street where you can't even really play, what, soccer? Run your dog without getting in trouble? Would you get angry if they found homeless people living in those wetlands? By the way, they were harmless. They were living there because they're homeless. It was safer for them to live there than down in the main city. And totally double their security and human civilian kind of thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. Am I shaming them? I'm shaming them a lot. I'm shaming the people who decided to be, I'm big now, to, I am big. I am going to run you over. I will own your house someday, or you will pay exactly everything I say, no matter what you do. And you're never going to be told your rights. Ever. Now, if I'm rambling, I probably am. But pick out exactly what I'm saying, please, about the real estate. The real estate is really what you need to really, really acknowledge here. And know there are no such things as a bailout. It's a use out. Used. We were used. And so is President Obama. He's a young man that came in with faith in everything in the world, and he got attacked by the far left. Turned against by his own people. His own people. He's a mixed person. He's black and white. I'm getting sick of the... I'm black. You're white, your mother. Honor her, would you? There, I scolded you. And quit the bullshit of expecting Moses or Christ to walk on water and come back and save your souls. So I got news for you right now. It ain't going to happen. And you better cover your ass and save it now and get your house sold and out of the area. And get rid of the big banks. Break them. Don't hurt them. Break them financially. They've done it. They did it. Now bite back. I am.